Speaking of parents watching kids, Instagram is now rolling out.
Guys, you can't laugh every time you transition.
That
was really good.
Yeah, so parents meet measures the zoo. Speaking of parents that are gonna putting measures for the zoo, the kids. No, fuck, not the zoo.
Speaking of parents and kids,
Yeah.
Instagram
Has now rolled out a new feature, titling it Teens Accounts. So now, if you're an account that's got a birth of date that's under 18 years old, they're rolling out extra privacy settings for the teens, so that, for one, the main thing is to protect the mental health of the user.
Oh, interesting.
So, Carter,
What limitations though?
you recently turned 18, so
Yes,
you're not qualified for this.
Still got banned.
Yeah, but basically they're gonna put limits on who you can message. You can't just message anybody and everybody. You have to be following them, and they have to follow you back
Nice,
for, them,
nice.
for you to message them. They get less access to all kinds of content, like anything that has, that where it says the warning, sensitive content, you can't see it, blah blah blah.
Yes.
You can still see it.
Yeah.
That post as a whole does not show up for the teen.
Right.
And then the other thing is that there's a setting that the teen themselves can turn on, which is called sleep mode, which turns off for 8 hours of the day. Like, assuming that's when they sleep.
Gotcha. So then they won't get notifications
No.
and they can't go on Instagram.
No.
Oh, interesting.
Now, like, the main thing is to protect the kids' mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get that. But I don't know if that's going to be enough. I don't know
When
if
you
it's
made
ever
your
gonna be
first
enough.
Insta account, did you put your real birthday?
No, I was like 35 years old.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Even
when.
like, but because my first account that I ever set up, let's go show my age, was Facebook, and I like me and my siblings were like all setting up things, and we were all like, let's do 1990 for some reason. Let's just
That's
1990.
so funny.
And so right now on Facebook, I'm probably, like-
1999.
no, 1990.
Old as fuck.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember what birthday I put, but I remember setting up my first social media, and it wasn't even Facebook. It was called Orkut.
yep.
Do you remember that?
The hell
Orchid?
is that?
Yeah. I don't know if that's actually how you say it in English, because it was like a big thing in Brazil, and in Portuguese you call it Orkut. And I like what?
I was laughing at those
Don't laugh at that. I was laughing at you.
Why are you guys laughing?
What?
Orkut, but I don't know how do you say it in English. It existed in other countries. It was literally like a Google. It was made by Google. It was a social media platform made by Google, and everyone had like catfish accounts. It was real weird.
Yeah. Did you have a catfish account?
No, I just had like an account for myself.
Yeah.
But people had accounts for themselves and a fake one, so that they could like talk to like other fake people. It was really weird.
Yeah. Was that pre-MySpace?
It was probably around the same time.
Yeah.
It was like probably around the same time as like Bebo.
MySpace. Holy, you're old.
I never used it.
Same. I never.
You know what it is, though. I still don't even really know what that is.
Yeah. What even?
I
is,
mean,
like,
I don't
MySpace?
know how you used it. I know it existed, but I think Bebo came after MySpace,
What the heck
and then
is
came
that?
Facebook.
He thinks you're just saying random words.
Oh my god.
Where's TikTok?
But I feel like we're also gonna age in an ugly way. Like, imagine like 30 years, people are gonna be like TikTok. Like, maybe TikTok was not longer a thing in the future.
Yeah, it's
and like-
inevitable.
it's gonna sound like some random word that Carter just said to his kids.
Vine. That's the
inevitable.
oldest platform I remember is Vine.
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 R.I.P. Vine.
I
Vine
was
was
in
great.
primary when Vine was the thing. Anyways, so there's like now a general concern for brands that are posting, because obviously this move by Instagram is gonna lessen engagement naturally, and it just goes to show you that brands don't really give a fuck about the end user's mental health. They're just like,
Wait, so are they trying to think of ways they can work around
Yeah.
these guidelines?
Yeah.
Right.
because they still want the same amount of reach, the
Yes.
same amount of engagement.
Gotcha.
But now with this, it's gotta be less of.
Well, that makes sense, especially if your audience is a younger one.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of brands that are like only catering for Gen Z/Gen Alpha. Wait, is Gen
How
Z
will
18?
this even affect? How will this? Carter's literally
I'm gonna
18.
say
Are you Gen Z?
Yes. Wait, are you?
it ends
I'm pretty
2010.
sure you are.
2010.
Efficiency.
From what? From 1990.
5, 6,
God damn. 16 years?
15? No.
It's a generation 16 years.
I don't actually know if there's a set amount of years that defines a generation. It's more of like a cultural shift.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But how will this affect brands unless they're posting really sensitive content? That's where I'm a bit confused because their content should still be delivered to these people. They just won't be able to receive messages from
Yeah.
teens.
And I think the other thing is that also, like, the sleep mode is really interesting.
Right.
Because now, for a third of the day, the user is not going to have access to the app.
When they're asleep,
Yeah.
we all sleep.
Not for
Well,
8
but
hours.
a lot of us.
8 hours.
Not for 8 hours.
I mean, I try to sleep like at least.
But this is what I know many teens who sleep way less
Way
than
less.
8 hours.
Yeah, I guess. But it's a setting they have to turn on themselves, guys. Like,
Yeah.
let's be
Yeah.
so for real. If they're awake, why would they turn it on?
But who's actually turning it on, though? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Also that, because that's also been a feature in Instagram for time. Like, I've gone into my Instagram settings and set myself, like, a schedule so that I can't access Instagram at certain hours of the day. So, I guess they're just promoting it more.
And obviously, if the account is under 16 years old, you have to register it with a parent account now. And so
Oh,
the
that's
accounts
cool.
have extra controls over the account itself.
I'm
So,
all
for
for
example,
this,
they
to be
can-
honest.
For example, the parents can turn on sleep mode for their kid, even if they don't want to. if they're under
Oh, I
16.
see.
But then it's like 17 and 18 is where, like, it
They
gets
have
a
their
little-
own.
Yeah.
Interesting. Obviously, there will be kids who set up their own account and just make up their birthday. But I feel like a lot of parents are more onto it these days than like our parents would have been when we created our first Facebooks. Like my mum wasn't on Facebook when I created my first Facebook, so she had no idea about like putting these restrictions on me. But if I had a kid now who was old enough to be on social media, I know enough about social media that I'm going to make sure I set up their account with them,
Yeah.
with the parental account attached to it.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is that I don't know if it's gonna. I think it's not gonna be a fix because I think people are only gonna move on to other platforms because of this. Like if you got 8 less hours on Instagram, you're more likely, if you're not gonna actually sleep, you're more likely gonna take these 8 hours somewhere else on another app, be
Yeah.
it TikTok, be it I don't know YouTube.
Yeah. But that already happens.
Yeah.
Like when you start scrolling on LinkedIn, you're like, yeah, like it's time to put the phone down
Yeah.
because you've cycled through all your apps. That's already a thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a step in the right direction.
I like the initiative from Instagram.
Yeah.
Do I think it's going to 100% work? No, but no like initiative like this would.
Yeah.
But I like the initiative from Instagram because social media is a scary place for
Especially
young
like
people.
especially for young people, like the stuff that like I hear my brother casually talking about is like actually kind of scary. Like they'd have like random group chats with random people, and suddenly an argument would ensue, and then suddenly it's like let's fight about it, and suddenly there's a school fight.
That's
with-
crazy.
It escalates so quick
That's crazy.
through these apps, and yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I've always been really scared to like have creeps looking at my socials, like even when I was younger. So
Yeah.
I was always like pretty private. So I feel like that's really interesting when I hear
Yeah.
hear shit like that. Oh well.
So Carter, don't make sure you set up your own accounts for your kids.
Yeah, okay. It's not gonna be for another fucking.
What?
Not gonna be for years.
Yeah. I wouldn't make them have Instagram accounts up until I would have them have social media if they were under 16. I think.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like I would just like to avoid it for as long as possible,
Yeah.
but you never know.
Yeah.
Like, well, if your
No,
kid's really
Because I feel like
interested.
if I wait too long to set it up myself, they'll do it anyway.
Yeah,
Without me.
that's true.
That's when you bring their phone and you smash it in front of them with a hammer.
Well,
Because
don't buy them a phone if you don't want them to have social media.
no, but you
Don't
need
even
contact
give them a
with
phone.
them. You give them
Yeah.
a brick phone, a burner
Pages.
phone. Yeah.
Oh no, true. You do need to contact them, but you could get them like not an iPhone.
An Android. God forbid.
Apple Watch.
Guys,
God forbid.
thanks so much for tuning to the podcast. Guys, any final words?
Peace out.
Hit the vlog.
Yeah.
Hit the vlog.
Follow Carter on TikTok and Instagram.
Matter of fact, we need the shout out from your vlog for this podcast. So, in your
Have you got
next
a
vlog.
clip?
I'll get a clip right now, guys.
Please.
Watch the clip in Carter's vlog next week.
We got 1 minute. Let's run it. See you tomorrow. Peace.